know what time that means. Hello everyone, it is mid-season grading time. We're officially halfway through the NFL season, so I figured this is the perfect time to hand out some grades. Now, we're going to do one at the end of the season as well. But for now, this is just what's going on so far. Okay? This is just what's happening so far. Alright? So let's get started. We're gonna make this like a tier list. So it's gonna go A, B, C, D, and F. I might specify other teams exceeding expectations along the way. So I got the power rankings board next to me, so I'm just gonna pluck them out in the same order I do the power rankings. And sometimes we're going to go relative to expectation. Sometimes it's going to be obvious. We'll figure this out as we go. So let's get started with the Tennessee Titans. Not even making their fans happy. They fail. Big time. They failed the first term. Tennessee just haven't looked good. Their one win came at my expense. The expense of my happiness. And I don't like that. Okay? Don't like it. Alright. So, Titans, F. Okay? The Jets. Now. Well, they still won at 7. They're still 1-7, but they're making their fans. But they're competitive in their games. What do I do with that? I'd give them a D+. Alright, let's get the marker here. I'm just going to write a little plus. They're going to get a D+. Because the reality of it is they're still 1-7. But if they were, say, I don't know, 5-4, and this competitive, I'd probably give them a higher grade. But 1-7 can't be ignored. Now let's go to a team with multiple wins in the Dolphins. I'm giving them an F. Just a solid F. Their only wins are against the Falcons, who, maybe can't stay out of the right, and the Titans. Ugh. Not against Titans. They haven't played the Titans. The Falcons and the Jets. They've looked bad in most of their games. Their defense is horrible. They're just a horrible team. I just can't stand watching the Dolphins. Okay, the Saints. Well, they're 1-8. They're tied for the worst record in the league. Let's go ahead, but they've been competitive in a few of their games, just like the Jets, so I'm just going to give them a flat D for that. Now look, they're 1-8. I can't fully ignore that. And as a professor for covering these teams. But still, they've been more competitive than the Titans and Dolphins. So, the Bengals. Look, if Joe Burrow was healthy, and their defense got a bit more of a pep talk on, I don't know, stopping the ball, they would probably be hovering around A and B. But I'm going to give them a flat D, because their offense has been good under Joe Flacco, and a 2-0 start, and a C-. I know they're 3-5, but sometimes they don't look like they should even be in competitive games. And you need to find ways to win competitive games. You just do. The Raiders. Let's go ahead and give them an. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go F. Flat F. Let me just take the plus away because this is tears. So yeah, flat F for the Raiders. Geno Smith has looked terrible. See, the only quarterback so far that I've heard of that's a starting quarterback that has a negative touchdown interception ratio. And that's not good. They're not using their good players. Okay, the Browns. Look, they put together a rookie class and they got a good win against the Packers. Isn't they blew out the Dolphins, which I'm surprised Cleveland got a blowout this season at all. I'm gonna give them a D. I'd say D plus. Because look, they're still. What are they now? 2-7? Two and 7 right now. I don't know what to say. Alright. They put together a nice rookie class. Okay, the Giants. This might sound bold, but I'm going to put them in C just because of the two really good Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo games that they had. And Jackson Dart, man, he's a workhorse. No, they still have a bad record. That's just the reality of it, but it's the only team that has a bad record that I'd actually give praise to because the effort in most of their games since benching Russell Wilson has been there. And plus, they beat the Super Bowl champions, which I pay attention to that stuff. Okay, Washington. Better record, worse grade. Washington's getting an F. I don't care. They've disappointed me. I had Washington in the top 5. I thought they were going to take another leap. I think Jaden Daniels would have had a bucket list for this year because he had a monster rookie season. And the only things he hasn't done is win the opener and make a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. Well, and win the division. So the only things the Commanders haven't done in the Jaden Daniels era. Granted, that was only 1 year. And the Eagles were 14-3 last year. So, yeah, but Washington 3-6. They were supposed to be a lot better. Titans expected. Dolphins expected. Raiders little harsh maybe, but it's maybe expected. But the Commanders were supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. I'd say the same thing about the Falcons, but I'm going to give them a D because they weren't expected to be that close. So, they weren't expected to be that close to playoffs, especially in a loaded NFC. But the Commanders were part of that loaded NFC. And they have disappointed me, so that's an F for the Commanders. D maybe is too harsh to the Falcons. I'm going to give them a C minus. C minus for the Falcons. There we go. That seems appropriate. Well, grade on a curve for them because they're kind of right at expectation. I thought they'd have a little better record to finish, but I guess not. I didn't think this was going to be an amazing year. But it takes solace in the fact that Kyle Pitts has been having a few good games this year. Okay, Dallas. I'm giving them a D. Which is good. Or else they'd be the Alice Cowboys. Okay, yeah, no, that one didn't go. That one didn't go so well. But still, Dallas's offense has been good, and if they won a couple more games with their offense, I'd probably put them in the C range, the C plus range, because, well, hey, the offense has been good. You know what? Despite the 3-5-1 record, actually, I keep putting teams D. I think like a flat C is perfect. Because again, the defense has been terrible. They're kind of half good, half bad. Like they're the NFC Bengals. Although if the Cowboys played the Bengals head to head, I think the Cowboys would win at this point. So, yeah. But anyway, Houston. Okay, this maybe D. A D plus for Houston, maybe. D plus, C minus. I'll go C minus. I'm a nice professor. Just don't ask the teams in the bottom row here. So yeah, the Texans, they haven't looked great. But maybe they could turn around. Who knows? Baltimore. I'm going to give them a flat C for now. With me looking in the looking glass here. Baltimore is trending towards A plus territory right here. They're trending towards the top. I won't be surprised if they're at the top. Now they're 3-5. But they got Lamar Jackson back. They're going to be climbing really fast. The Cardinals. Oh no. Oh no. Can't be a biased professor. My favorite team. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to give him. I'll give him a C. Why not? Because again, the Cardinals. Like, they've been competitive in every game. I could argue their worst game was the Titans and Seahawks games. Because, well, for me, they said DeMarcado fumbled when he didn't. Like, that, if that touchdown stands, and then a couple things break right in the Seahawks game, Arizona's right in the thick of catching a playoff spot. And they have ground since they beat the Panthers. So, they'd be in a better position. Still, I think they're going to climb, just like Baltimore. I think Baltimore will climb further, but Arizona will climb a bit. And maybe fight for a wild card spot. Minnesota, you're getting a D. D, F, maybe a D. I can't be that mean of a professor. Minnesota. Minnesota hasn't looked overall good. I know they're 4-4, but they have more losses this year than they had all of last year. Which, if they pull out a miracle and somehow finish 13-4, then it'd be okay. But then it'd be miraculous. But hey, I don't think it's gonna happen. Okay, the Chiefs. I'm gonna slot them in at a C here. Let me just draw a line to separate the Chiefs from the D tier because there's no more room in the C tier. The Chiefs. They haven't looked as dominant as they probably should. They haven't looked as dominant as before, so and that's not good, especially with the rest of their division minus the Raiders being really good. So, yeah. Kind of not the time you want to do this. Okay, Carolina. They are getting a B+. I thought about giving the Panthers an A, but that's a little too much. Because again, they're still 5-4. I think they could fight for a wild card, maybe surprise a lot of people, make the playoffs. But again, with their effort thus far, it looked bad, but then ever since the New England Patriots game, the Panthers have been lights out good. Especially that 3-game winning streak that took them from down bad once again to this is a new team. But who did they play in the first few weeks? They played Jacksonville, which they appear to be a good team. Arizona, which I view as a good team. New England, which is a good team. And Atlanta. They beat Atlanta. So that's a decently hard schedule. So I don't only cement them in the B tier. Okay, the Bears. I'm also giving them a B. The Bears are also going to get B. It's going to get a bit crowded here. So, yeah, the Bears, they look like new Bears under Ben Johnson, which it was never the roster construction with the Bears. They're the opposite of the Titans. Titans, everything is bad. The Bears, everything's good. It was coaching that was bad last year. They fixed that problem with Ben Johnson. So. Caleb Williams actually caught a touchdown pass their last game. Should have mentioned that. But hey. It's pretty good. Okay. Jacksonville. Let's go. I'm giving them a B because they're only 5-3 right now. But they're without Travis Hunter for now. At least what I see. I think it says out. I think that he is out for the season, but I'm not saying that is fact. So, yeah. But Jacksonville's still been pretty good. Okay, Seattle. You're getting a B. Now, I know they probably deserve an A. But this is probably more a biased thing. And it probably shouldn't be, but still. I do think Seattle's going to fall. Oh, and miss the playoffs. Maybe even a losing record. That might be a little dramatic. But still. Could happen. Okay. Green Bay. Listen, if they win they dominate the games that they're supposed to win, they definitely get an A. But they didn't, so they're getting a B. I'd say a B+. Okay? A B+. Yeah, a B+ for Green Bay. Seems appropriate. They have some bad losses on their schedule. Seems they probably shouldn't be losing to. Detroit. I know they're 5-3, but I'm handing out my first A. My first A goes to the Detroit Lions. Because Detroit's been amazing overall. Had a couple of losses, but you're not going to go 15-2 every year. That's just not going to happen. Okay, the Steelers. I'd say a B. Which I'm the least, out of all the good teams, all the meh teams, meh but good, I'm least shocked about the Steelers being there. Because they always do this. It's like they had that spot reserved all the time or something. Okay. Here we go with the Chargers, and I'm saying B. I'm saying that they're gonna. Whoa, 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 what's going on? What's going on with that? What's going on with that? There we go. I'm saying they're getting a B. Because they had that mini losing streak to the Giants of Washington. I can't fully ignore that, but that's a pretty good team. Now, I've been waiting to exhale this. So, Colts fans, get ready, because your team, they have most shocked me in the best way. And the Colts are getting an A+, plus. That is how good they've been. Now, I know they lost their last game to the Steelers, but yeah, win them all. And besides, one meh game. I don't care if they had 6 turnovers. Or the Steelers held a funeral for their defense in the parking lot of their stadium. Or in a parking lot somewhere in Pittsburgh. And then their defense showed up. So, yeah. But again, other than that, the Colts have been downright amazing. I would say the same thing about the Eagles. So they're getting an A. I give the Eagles an A. Because, well, defending Super Bowl champions, they look good. They're good in one-score games. That's A-worthy the Buccaneers. I'd give them an A. I thought they'd be here before the year. They had a really good offseason. It's paying off. The Bucs firmly in the NFC. I wouldn't say firmly. Carolina might make a push, but I still think Bucs will come away with it. The Niners, they get an A because they're playing with a roster that is half on the injured reserve, long-term injuries, and yet they're still dominating the league. Go over here. Buffalo. The Buffaloes. They're going to get an A. I'd say an A. The Bills are the Bills. They had a bad game to the Patriots, but hey, maybe the Patriots are a good team. I don't know. The Bills. Still, the Bills are a good team. They're going to make the playoffs. Okay. The Patriots. Speaking of the Patriots. A+++++. The Patriots have exceeded my expectations. And they've exceeded a lot of expectations. Unless you've put the bar really high for the Patriots. I knew they were going to be good. I just didn't think they were going to dominate every game like they've been doing now. I know they didn't dominate the Falcons in their last game. But still. Overall dominant. So, yeah. The Denver Broncos A plus 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 plus. The Broncos should be an ascending team that should be ascending is ascending. Like it's ascending to glory status. Like the two teams I thought that were supposed to do that were the Broncos and the Commanders. The Broncos are doing that. The Commanders, nah. And last but not least, the Rams. They're getting an A because I think they could be the best team in football. But those are my mid-season grades. I know the board's a little crowded, but hey, you work with what you have. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.